Rountree. Her time is 5 to 7 minutes.
Thank you, Josie. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. Some of you might ask, what is Reiki? Well, Reiki is a Japanese hands-on healing technique that was discovered back in 1922 by Mikao Usui on Mount Karama. He did a 21-day spiritual retreat where he meditated and fasted and gained spiritual enlightenment. Rei means God wisdom or higher power. Ki means universal life force energy. Now, there are 3 levels to attaining Reiki mastery. The first level, you gain the capacity to receive the Reiki through your vessel. At that point, you're able to do self-treatments and treatments on other people. At the second level, or attunement, you gain an even greater capacity to receive even more Reiki through your vessel. And with the help of symbols, not only can you work on yourself, other people, but you can do remote sessions that are just as powerful as in person. The third level, or mastery level, obviously you get to the mastery level, you gain an even greater capacity to receive even more Reiki through your vessel, and you can then attune other people so that they can start their journey on Reiki, with Reiki. I began my journey back in 2004. It blows my mind that I can say it's over 20 years ago. I'm not that old. I was working for a beautiful metaphysical bookstore in Tarzana, California called the Imagine Center. And it was owned by a woman named Shell, who would then become my Reiki master. After my first attunement, Shell recommended that I become an ordained minister. Why? Because who can lay hands on the sick? Ministers. So I obliged. Universal Life Church became ordained. And the very following day, this random couple comes flying into the store, rushed up to me all excited, and they said, "Do you remember us?" And I said, "No, not in this lifetime." They had just gotten engaged, and they wanted me to officiate their wedding. I don't even think I told anybody that I had been ordained yet. So I said, "Okay, I'm happy to do it as long as you know that it is my very first wedding." And they said, "Ours too." So I said, "Okay." I did it. Despite my nervousness, it went off without a hitch. It was great, and it was actually very fulfilling to bring 2 people together in the name of love. Since then, I've done at least a dozen ceremonies. It's wonderful. And so throughout my attunement process with Reiki, I've been very diligent with doing self-treatments, which is recommended so that you can heal yourself, take care of your vessel, and also prepare for future attunements. I was also obsessed with Reiki and all of my family members and friends. Whoever would let me lay my hands on them, I laid my hands on them. So every time I went to visit my parents, everybody got Reiki. Everybody got Reiki. And so this one visit in particular, my grandparents joined us. Super excited, right? And my grandparents, they were kind of thick on what I would say the dogma of Christianity. Now, I have nothing against Christians. I myself am a proud born-again Christian. I have just a different, more expansive perspective on Jesus, the Christ light, and Christ consciousness. So anyway, everybody's letting me Reiki them, except my grandfather. I used the word channel and he freaked out. And he said, "Nope, nope, 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 nope." However, with much pressure, especially for my grandmother, she was like, "Eddie, just let her do it." He finally submitted and allowed me to lay my hands on him. Now, my grandfather had emphysema at the time, so he was on an oxygen tank. And when I laid my hands on him, for the first time in I don't know how long, he was able to breathe deep breaths without his tank. And that man looked up at me like I was the devil. Which is what brings me to why I chose Reiki as a healing modality for myself, my family, and the world. Reiki can only be used for the highest and greatest good. It cannot be manipulated by man, which is really reassuring for an energy worker, because I did energy work before Reiki, but this is clean. No matter what's going on with me, I know my person is only receiving life force, loving, healing energy. And on top of that, you can use it on everything. So if you have an issue, you can write it down, you Reiki it, you're guided to solutions. I've Reiki'd computers, I've Reiki'd printers with great success. And I Reiki my cat. She's usually with me when I do my remote sessions. She'll sit on my lap or she's right on my heart. She loves it. And I also developed the Reiki hug. So any of you that have hugged me, if you ever feel that specialness, it's not me, it's the Reiki that I'm intending to flow through. So now here, 20 years later, Spirit is guiding me to go beyond the Reiki hug and expand my offerings of Reiki even further. I'm currently doing Distant Healing December. It is a free love gift that I'm sharing. If anyone wants to be added to my list for the rest of December, let me know. You'll receive a full Reiki treatment every day for the rest of December. And I may continue through January, probably will, but I'm not positive yet. I'm also doing individual treatments out of my home, and I'm doing an experiment with group Reiki treatments here in Ukiah at Soma Massage and Movement Therapies. It's a cost-effective way for people to experience Reiki, but in a group setting. And Spirit has given me clear instructions on how to do this, so I'm super excited about this experiment. The next session is next Sunday, so it's super exciting. But Reiki's been a beautiful gift. I'm honored to be a vessel for its loving, healing energy. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I am here. Thank you.